A lot of people ask me a question on the soul. A lot of people ask me the question, what is the soul? Where does the soul come from? Where does the soul go? What happens to the soul after death? Does the soul take birth again? This is the biggest secret of life. A person who wants enlightenment will work hard towards understanding this aspect of realization of the truth. So today, I'm asking you all to try to focus on this if possible. First, of course, I know that many of you have questions, but my goal, do you know what's my goal, anybody? Does anybody know what's my goal? Who will give us the answer? What happens after death? Where will we go? This is from 66G8. Okay. So the point is that I think I've not told this to you, but my goal is to help you reach yours. So Ashok Maheshwari tells me, my goal is moksha, enlightenment, nirvana, men. My goal is to help you reach yours. But if your goal is to make more money, then it's not my goal, because my goal is very clear. My goal is on the path of enlightenment, on realization, on spirituality, on happiness, on purpose, on meaning, on everything to do with the subject. So let us start. Who is the first person?
Sudeep.
Sudeep Bhargava.
Sir, as per the scriptures, the sense of duality is one of the major root cause behind all the sorrows, whether it is like hatred, anger, like we were discussing it towards the end of the call yesterday. So the root cause is the duality,
Correct.
Which I understand is wrong. We should be moving towards the Advaita or the non-duality. But I just wanted to understand one small thing, although it's just for the matter of argument's sake or the discussion's sake. I know my question is wrong, but only for the argument's sake. If I consider you and me to be the same, I agree with that all the souls are the same, which is okay. But for the argument's sake, can I consider God to be different than me? Because even if I consider God as a different person and I'm a different person, do you think that will create any kind of a negative emotion? I think it will only give me, for me, it's a bit of a comforting thing, knowing that, okay, I'm here, somebody is there to take care of me.
As long as you think that God is different from you,
yes,
you will never attain God realization. You will never attain the ultimate goal of liberation and unification. This is the challenge. I even told you yesterday when Ramakrishna Paramahansa was faced with Kali. I had the same problem. I love Shiva so much. I built a statue. Is it a joke for a person to build a statue of 65 foot tall? No. If any of you have seen the statue in Bangalore, you will be amazed. It is one of the most amazing statues in the world. But the point is that for me to realize that Shiva is not the statue, Shiva is inside me, is the realization of God. The moment you have duality, suppose you say, okay, me and Sudeep Bhargava, me and Dr. Surinder Goyal are two souls, we are one. But who are those two souls? Those two souls who are one are that what? Who is that? What is that one? You are stuck at that point. That one is God. God has made you not out of a material other than himself.
True.
The soul in you is God. I am Atma Brahma. It's the Mahavakya of the Upanishad. I am Atma Brahma. This Atma is God. Prajnanam Brahma. Everywhere is God. Aham Brahmasmi. I am God. This is not what I am saying. This is what the Rishis have told in the Vedas and the Upanishads 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago. I am not saying it. I am only repeating it. So don't say for comfort level. Your comfort level will make you a lot of uncomfort. It will make you very discomforted in terms of your realization. So you have to learn to let go. Like the ego. If you don't let go of the ego. So I hope you will move forward. And if you have any other question, why you believe that, not for comfort level, but if there's a reason to believe that and you want me to help you overcome that, I will be happy to answer. Shivoham, next question.
Yes. Yeah. So my question is that I always have heard that we see in others what we see, what is there in ourselves. Like if I am lying, I will see a lot of lying outside. It is a reflection of me outside that I see, because we are all one. But at the same time, yesterday I came across this very interesting sentence which says that uh, I am not corrupt. If I'm talking about myself, I am not corrupt. I have not cheated anyone of money. I have not taken anyone's money by this. But there is this one person whom I know. He is like taken crores and crores of money. Okay, and he knew he was a aid and all. Although he said, "I'm not guilty." He's a
Okay.
very big this thing of the bank, and he took a lot of money. But I am seeing him, and of course, I feel that like he is a cheater, and he is. So what about that? Because that is not there inside me, but yet I am seeing that outside.
So what is the
So
problem?
so that means that that notion I had, that whatever is there inside you, you only see a replica of that outside in the society.
That's a wrong notion.
Why is that? Or you come across those
No.
things?
That's wrong, and that's not a right notion. It cannot be that everything is inside me I see elsewhere. No. If I am
No.
bad inside me, I can't see bad everywhere. If I am good, I can't see good everywhere. So the answer to your point is, Kaumudi, remember one thing. You can't listen to everybody, and you can't read everything and believe everything to be true. You
Okay.
can't believe in the Upanishad also, and the Shiva Puran also, and the Bhagavad Gita also, and the Bible also, and the Quran also, and say everything is true. Not possible. You have to take a
Okay.
path. If you are taking a path, you take that path and walk on that path. Don't get diverted from that path. You read some statement somewhere, you get influenced by that statement. No. You read
Yes.
that
Okay.
statement and you try to understand, is that statement a part of realization of the truth? Stick to one thing. What you
Okay.
stick is, I want to realize the truth. If tomorrow somebody tells you, I look at you as Ganesha, therefore I see you as an elephant. What do you mean? Yeah. No, I don't. No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't. You don't look at me as Ganesha and think of me as an elephant. It makes no sense
Right.
to me. So I'm
Okay.
asking you, let us be clear in this Ask Air call. What is the goal, Kaumudi?
To realize the truth.
Correct. That's not the goal. Realizing the truth is the path. When you realize the truth, the goal is liberation. And liberation goes to unification. So the ultimate goal is becoming one with the divine. Are we clear about it?
Yes.
One. So the goal is unification. Unification happens with enlightenment. Enlightenment happens when you realize the truth. You realize the truth when you overcome ignorance.
Yes.
And you overcome ignorance only when you are willing to question everything. And then if you something you don't understand, if you don't understand, then you bring it to the call and help everybody to move forward in the path.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we are all
Thank
trying to go on this one journey, and this journey is called Nirvana, Moksha. This journey is called liberation, salvation. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody knows where heaven. We want everybody to experience heaven on earth. That is the
Yes.
goal. And my goal is very clear. My goal is to help you to move forward on the path. I have no other objective, no agenda, nothing. We are not religious. We don't believe in religion. We are beyond religion. All religions are good. We want to understand the true meaning of God. We want to understand who created this universe. What is the soul? Where does the soul go? Like I started in this call. Thank you, Kaumudi.
Right.
Next call.
Yes.
Next person.
Vignesh Sangam.
Vignesh Sangam.
Shivam.
Please, Shivam, please unmute. Yeah, please start, Vignesh. Yes, I can hear
What
you.
happens after death? Where will we go?
What do you think, Vignesh?
To attain the salvation or moksha.
Haji?
What happens after the death? Where our soul will go?
After death.
Yes.
After death, what happens to the body? Have you seen a dead body?
No.
Have you seen a movie in a picture, dead body you have seen?
Yes.
So in a dead body will be cremated. It will be burnt or it will be buried, correct?
Yes, sir.
But the life inside the dead body, the life inside that that life leaves the dead body and it merges with the power that is everywhere. There is energy everywhere. So we are that soul, that power. In fact, this was the theme of today's talk. We are that energy, that soul that leaves the body at death. Because we don't realize we are that soul, because we don't realize this, we think we are me, me, mind and ego, me. We create karma and we are reborn again and again in a new body. So this is the answer to your question. The goal is to realize we are the divine soul and to be liberated from the cycle of death and rebirth. So we have to realize we are the divine soul, my dear friend. That is the goal. The soul merges with the energy that is everywhere. And if you want another example, I think you're new to the call.
Yes, sir.
If you want an example, what happens to air in a balloon when you burst the balloon? What happens to the air?
Mixes with air.
It mixes with the air which is everywhere, correct?
Yes, sir.
So also with the soul. When the soul leaves the dead body, it mixes with the energy that is everywhere. Thank you for joining us. Come back again and again. And this path will lead you to moksha, nirvana, enlightenment. This is the forum to help you get there. All the people here are seekers and they all bring energy, questions, inputs to make this journey for all of us enlightening. Ajitek Dada, I missed your question yesterday.
शिवम सर.
Shivam.
सर
कल आपका मौन व्रत था क्या?
सर कल लेट ज्वाइन करा था. I was downstairs, so I came late.
Okay, I missed your question. I remember Ajitek ka question nahi hai aaj. Please ask me.
Sir, is consciousness everywhere?
Consciousness.
Yes, sir. Yes or no? I'll ask question after that.
Yeah, but don't try to trap me.
Who can trap you, sir?
So I think consciousness may be everywhere, but I think it appears only in a living creature. So which means consciousness may be in the breeze. Okay, but the energy may be everywhere. The life energy, the soul, the atma, whatever you call it. But consciousness appears in a live body. The moment the body is dead, there is no consciousness. The consciousness goes.
Okay, so consciousness is only in living beings.
It's if it is a consciousness that we are referring to, yes.
Okay, सर क्योंकि मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया कि चेतना क्या है. What is consciousness? आप बताएं. What is?
See, the names are different. कोई चेतना बोलेगा, कोई चित्त बोलेगा. There are different terminology, different names given to it. But
yes,
let us stick to the term consciousness. Okay? So now, are you conscious or you're not conscious?
Yes, sir, conscious.
Suppose you fall asleep, what happens?
Well, not conscious.
No, you become unconscious. You become unconscious.
Yeah.
For that moment. But even though you become unconscious, the life in you doesn't leave you. That's why you're breathing. That's why the consciousness inside you is there.
Yes, sir.
But when the consciousness leaves you, then do you breathe?
No.
Because the consciousness is no more inside you. The life has left you. So don't, as I said, when you try to get caught, कला बोलेंगे चेतना क्या है, कला बाकी बोलेंगे मगरूना क्या है, मगरूना क्या है कोई सूफी वर्ड है, तो क्यों कॉम्प्लिकेट करना चाहते हैं आप?
नहीं सर, आप बताइए कि what is consciousness, क्योंकि मुझे समझ में नहीं आया क्या है.
Okay, so let me explain consciousness to you.
Yes.
Consciousness is, okay, I think I don't know that we gave you all this exercise last time. Did I tell you, Ashok, Maheshwari, did I tell you to say, I am conscious, I am conscious? Did I give you all this exercise or no? Ajitek, मैं आपको exercise दिया?
नहीं sir.
I am conscious. Sudeep, have I given this exercise, Sudeep? Okay, so start saying now. Everybody start saying, I am conscious. Krishna Sharma, I am conscious. I am conscious. Ajitek, I am conscious. 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 Chandresh, I am conscious. I am Surinder Goyal. I am conscious. I am conscious. I am conscious. You can say this 20,000 times a day. In a day, हमारे हाथ 20,000 सांस है. सांस. एक सांस, one's breath is approximately 3 seconds. We have 20,000 breaths or सांस every day. Keep on saying, I am conscious. I am conscious. Ajitek, the moment you stop saying, I am conscious, you have lost consciousness. And you tell me how much time you can remain conscious, in conscious. मैं अगर आप consciousness 10 मिनट रह सकते हैं, मैं आपको जो चाहिए मैं आपको अवार्ड दूं. Consciousness is very difficult because when you say I am conscious, I am conscious, I am conscious, I am conscious, Samita will start thinking, oh my cat, what is she doing? I am conscious, I am conscious. Veena will think, I put some dal on the cooker, I want to check the dal. I am conscious, I am conscious, I am conscious. Preeti Jain will say, I have left the car, I forgot to off the headlights of the car. I am conscious, I am conscious. Before you know it, the mind will jump from one thought to another thought, to another thought, to another thought, to another thought, and to another thought. And then you'll come back after 3 hours and say, oh, air ne bola, I am conscious, I am conscious. You try. And tomorrow you tell me how many times were you able to tell Sanjay Das, keep on saying, I am conscious, I am conscious. You're supposed to say 20,000 times a day. Can you do it? You can't even do it 200 times a day. You cannot even do it 200 times a day, my friends. Ajitek, you will understand the meaning of consciousness if you do this exercise, and tomorrow you give us the result. आप क्या करेंगे अजितेक?
ये मंत्र जो आपने बताया ये रिपीट करूंगा.
You keep saying I am conscious, I am conscious, I am conscious, I am conscious, and then you will realize कि 8 बजे है, 10 बज गया, मेरा conscious कहाँ गया मेरा consciousness? Then we will discuss what happened to your consciousness. Agreed? One day tomorrow you will come back to me tomorrow. लेकिन ये आपने सवाल पूछा तो आपको करना ही है, और करे ना करे. I'm requesting everybody to try to do it. And tomorrow we will touch the subject if all of you have said, I am conscious, I am conscious, I am conscious, I am conscious. Let's see tomorrow if you all can come back and tell me how many times you are able to say it. But be honest. The rule is to be honest. Ajitek, any more questions?
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
But
so
we
much.
have not completed your answer. Tomorrow we will give the
Yes,
answer.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Next question.
Okay.
Krishna Sharma.
Shivoham, sir.
Shivoham.
My doubt is, before knowing the consciousness and after knowing the consciousness, actually who is knowing this consciousness? What is the change happening in him?
It is the consciousness that's knowing the consciousness.
That means practically there will be no change in consciousness?
Yeah, I'll explain to you. So when you are not aware of consciousness, you think I am Krishna Sharma. I am the man wearing this beautiful striped shirt. I am son of, brother of, wife of, husband of, father of, whatever. I am blah, blah, blah. I am this person. But the moment there is an awakening of consciousness, the moment consciousness comes alive, you are nothing that you thought you were. You will start observing what's in front of you. Just know, Krishna Sharma, what object is in front of you? Apart from your mobile or laptop, what is kept on your table?
Laptop.
Anything else is kept on your table?
Nothing. Only laptop and one diary.
Diary, correct. So you look at the diary, right? Are you the diary or diary separate from you?
No, diary is separate.
Good. When you become conscious, you will think Krishna Sharma is separate. You will think diary is separate, Krishna Sharma is separate, and I am separate. That is consciousness.
Just now in the previous example, you have told when the balloon is broken out, that air will mix with the air, that soul will mix with that one. Then who is remaining to know all these things?
But right now the balloon is not burst, no. Right now the
balloon is not burst. Right now it is available.
Consciousness is inside you.
Yeah.
When you are.
But what is the benefit of getting a?
When you awaken, when the consciousness awakens in you, you will not feel the pain that Krishna Sharma feels. You will not experience physical pain. You will not experience mental misery. You will not experience hate, anger, revenge, jealousy. All will disappear. All suffering will be over. You will be liberated from the triple suffering of humanity. That is the benefit. If you realize, I am not Krishna Sarma,
But actually, who is realizing it?
the consciousness.
But we cannot see it, or we cannot. Actually, shall we feel that one?
That you touch your heart, you can feel it. But right now, because you are controlled by your mind and ego, which says me, M-E, I am Krishna Sarma, you are not experiencing the consciousness. That's why I gave exercise. I am conscious. I am conscious.
That's why my question itself has changed because of your I am conscious telling.
No,
That's
but
it.
see, Krishna Sarma, before I realized I was not Ravi Melwani, before that, I was always thought I was Ravi Melwani, no? If I went to airport and I told them, please take my bags, they will say, sir, sorry, flight is closed. I say, hello, you know who I am? Huh? Call your supervisor, call your manager. That was my ego. So that time, it is a different ego. It says, I am Ravi Melwani. That was Ravi Melwani means that time, but that name had a lot of power in Bangalore city once upon a time. So when you realize that I am not Krishna Sarma, that's when I realize I am not this man, then you experience a state of consciousness. Then only you can understand what is that consciousness. It is like me asking you, tell me how you feel, tell me how it is Krishna Sarma when you are in the moon. Tell me. Can you tell me? Why you cannot tell me?
No.
Why you cannot tell
I
me?
have
how
not
it-
experienced it.
Exactly.
I have not experienced it.
Exactly. Even consciousness, same thing. When you get to the state of consciousness,
Thank you, sir.
then you will share with everybody. Thank you. Next question.
Raksha Pudi.
Raksha.
Shivoham, sir.
Shivoham.
Sir, I wanted to ask you, you that day mentioned that happiness is within and it's very important to be happy from within. I read somewhere in between that it's very important also to go through the process of grief if there is any particular situation in your life and not just to cover it with happiness. So
To go through a situation of
through the process of grief, if there is a reason for grieving, yes, if there is a process, if there is a situation where you have to grieve, so is it important to go through, suffer through the sadness and then become strong? So I
Would
just
you-
needed a
would you like to?
no, of course no.
Would you like to grieve?
I don't know. I don't think I would like to grieve.
If you like to grieve, please do it. But if you ask me why do people grieve, the answer is because of ignorance. So there was Raksha, there was a lady who was buying. How much is 1 kilo tomatoes? You know?
Yeah.
Today, how much?
Yeah, I think 30. I think I don't know.
Anybody knows how much is 1 kilo tomato today? So one lady was buying tomatoes, rupees
40 rupees.
One lady was buying tomatoes for 40 rupees.
Hmm.
Then somebody told that lady, you know, that if you go behind this road, the wholesaler is selling for 30 rupees.
Hmm.
So what did she, if she knew that we're walking 5 minutes, she can buy for 30 rupees, what did she do? She went and she started buying for 30 rupees.
Hmm.
And somebody told her the next day, you know something? That if you come in the bus, we will go in the bus. Just 10 minutes, the farmer is there, he's giving for 15 rupees a kilo. So then she said, no, then why should we buy for 30 rupees? Let us go in the bus and buy for 15 rupees from the farmer directly. When you are not aware about the meaning of happiness, you keep on spending more, grieving more, because you have been taught the wrong things. But when you realize, like this lady realized that she could get tomatoes for 15 rupees, then osh from 30 rupees, she stopped buying it for 40 rupees. The point is, this is called realization. She realized that. Raksha, we grieve because we are ignorant that we are not the body, the mind, and the ego that is grieving. The soul doesn't know to grieve. The divine soul doesn't know to grieve. It doesn't know to be unhappy. It doesn't know to be miserable. It is for us to realize we are the divine soul. The moment we realize we are the divine soul, there is no question of grieving. Why should you grieve? So right now, there are many philosophers, speakers, writers who have not realized the truth, but they're writing many books. They're giving many speeches. And if people listen to them, then people like you will say, okay, it is necessary to grieve. So let me grieve. For example, let me give you a simple example. Somebody's beloved, somebody's dearest person dies. So somebody tells you, if you grieve, then their soul will go to heaven. So you keep on grieving, oh, my beloved, oh, you keep on crying and crying, but actually the soul doesn't go to heaven at all. It is just a fairy tale. It is a wrong, it's a myth. It is not the reality. How does it benefit you? We are all talking about a subject called realization of the truth. Enlightenment is realization of the truth. So there is no need to grieve before you experience happiness. This is a wrong, completely wrong philosophy. We must drop it down the gutter.
Understood, sir. Thank you.
Rajkumar Mohan.
Rajkumar Mohan.
Hello, Shivam here.
Shivam.
I have two questions. One is what happens after death? There is a mystery. I am not having any knowledge about it. Secondly,
death-
what is the paradise?
One, what is paradise? Paradise, according to me, is the biryani shop in Hyderabad. Have you had Paradise biryani?
No.
अरे क्या बिरयानी है यार, क्या संजय दत्त खाया है Paradise की बिरयानी खाया है?
No, people have to believe that if they do good karma, they go to paradise.
Okay, so let's come back to the point of your first
Jannat,
question.
Jannat, what we call.
So I'll come to you. We'll answer both your questions. So first of all, this paradise business is just a mythology. Mythology means heaven, Swarga, Jannat, paradise. All these are stories, and we should not get carried away. We should realize the truth. And the most important question you have asked is what happens at death.
Yeah.
At death, very simple.
After death.
Yeah, after, obviously.
Yeah.
After death, only one of two things happen.
Yeah.
Only A or B. Correct, Rajkumar, will you remember? How many things happen? Only two things.
Yeah.
A or B. If you believe that you were Rajkumar Mohana, the body will die,
Yeah.
but you who carry the karma, the
Yeah.
me, the mind and ego will be reborn in a new body.
Okay.
This is option A. It happens to 99% of the people.
Right.
But less than 1% of the people, option B happens. They realize I am not the body that dies. I am not me, mind and ego. I am the divine soul.
Yeah.
The moment they realize I am the divine soul, then they are liberated and they are united with God. So
Okay.
only A or B, one of two things happens.
Fine.
What is paradise? Paradise is a dream given by religion to confuse humanity.
Okay.
It's a wrong connotation of religion, but they have used heaven and hell to make people scared of God and to make people scared of doing wrong things.
Right.
Okay? Akramal is asking a question. Yes, Akramal, please ask your question.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Yes,
sir.
Akramal.
Sir, my question is that nowadays religion is a big threat to the society. No.
Okay.
What happens if two children born simultaneously and they are being separated from the society? Then which religion will they choose after their consciousness?
No, I'm sorry. If I didn't get you, please repeat your question a little louder, please.
Sir, my question is that what happens if two children born simultaneously from different mothers and we kept them from this religious point of view for a longer time? When they realize it, then which religion they will choose?
So if you keep two children away from religion for some time, they will grow up without believing in God. So that is a little dangerous, because
Yes, sir.
all religions are good. Akramal, I must explain to you, No religion is bad. All
Yes, sir.
religions are good because all religions teach us to believe in God. Correct? All religions teach us to be good to our fellow human beings. All religion teach us to go to heaven, not go to hell. All religions teach us we should not sin. All religions. You agree or you don't agree?
I agree with you, sir.
But the problem is the religions are not teaching people that God is one. Whether it is religion A, B, C, D, there is no different God. Do you believe,
Exactly.
Ikramal, do you believe that one God made the earth, another God made the ocean, another God made America, another God made India? You believe like that, Ikramal?
No, sir, I don't believe. I believe in one God.
Correct. So therefore, the problem with religion is all religions should become together. They should respect each other religion. What is the problem today? Religions are not respecting each other religion. Therefore, when two children, if they are kept without religion for some time, they will not believe in God. What we need to do is we must need to teach these children spirituality. Spirituality is not a religion. You can believe in any God, but you have to go beyond to realize that the power in the heart is God. God is everywhere. God is in everything. All the scriptures of all the religions talk the same thing. But unfortunately, we don't understand this. So again, getting to your point, if two children from the same mother are kept separate, or one is taught religion, one is not taught religion, you have got a different concept in your head. The point is, children must be learned, must be taught to believe in a God. They must be taught. But the problem is, even when we are 80 years old, we still think of Shiva and Krishna and Allah and Jesus being real. No,
Yes,
these are
sir.
just names and forms. We have to go beyond that. We have to realize God in the heart within. That is the goal.
Exactly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kramal. So, my dear friends, remember this. Unless we realize we are not the body, mind, and ego, we will suffer pain. When we realize we are the divine soul, we will be liberated. Actually, you and me, we are Atma, Paramatma. We are the soul. And we don't realize this. People have made soul into ghost. People say the soul will go over the house of a dead body man and then will be hovering for 13 days. We have created a lot of fairy tales over the term soul. And because of that, we have lost the reality. My dear friends, one thing I'll tell you, whether you come for this session or not, enlightenment is got by that person who goes in quest and asks questions. You have to continuously ask questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What happens to the body? Where is God? How is God managing this world? What is karma? What is reincarnation? What is nirvana? What is moksha? Who was Buddha? Where did Krishna come? Have you heard the story of Krishna? Ashok Maheshwari. You know how Krishna died? You know? Yeah, आपने सुना है नहीं सुना है? Lord Krishna, how he died? You know? I also did not know. Few days back, somebody asked me, so Ashok Maheshwari, let me tell you the story. The
I
story
know.
is that,
I know.
Huh?
I know.
Who knows?
I know.
I
Rajkumar.
also know.
Who knows?
Rajkumar.
I know.
Rajkumar.
Preeti, okay, Preeti will tell us. Preeti, how did Lord Krishna die?
He
Quickly,
died
in
alone.
30 seconds. In 30
He died
seconds.
alone in a forest. Nobody was around him. He was hit by an arrow by a cousin or a relative in his feet, and he died alone, surrounded by nobody.
But why he was hit by the arrow?
Because one of the cousin was discarded, or maybe some political reason or some reason, and he became a hunter. And he did not know it was Krishna. He was sleeping, Baldev was somewhere else. And this hunter heard a noise. He thought it was an animal. So he just shot an arrow by the
Thank
sound.
you. So if you read the story, they will say that because Krishna, he was cause of the Mahabharata war, he was cursed. He was cursed by, I think, that lady, that he will die like an animal, although he was Lord Krishna. And he, by mistake, somebody shot the arrow thinking he's shooting an animal, it hit Krishna.
He was cursed by Gandhari.
So are we going to listen to all these stories? Ashok Maheshwari, should we listen to all these stories? ये सब झूठ है, सरासर झूठ है. All this is not to be followed. We have to leave, we have to drop all these fairy tales, and we have to be enlightened. We have to attain moksha, realizing the truth and not believing in these fairy tales. Come back tomorrow and we will talk more about question and answers. I thank you. Thank you, Preeti, and thank you, everybody.